Here in Washington, the UN Ambassador Susan Rice has been making the rounds on Capitol Hill, trying to stem Republican criticism over the role she played after the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. But one after another, key Republicans are making it clear they still hold serious reservations about Susan Rice and her possible nomination as the Secretary of State, succeeding Hillary Clinton. Our foreign affairs reporter Elise Labott is with me right now. Elise, is this just about Benghazi, or are there other issues at play here?
Well, clearly there's a lot of politics involved, Wolf, and this enables the Republicans to keep hitting President Obama on the Benghazi issue. But there are going to be a lot of questions about Susan Rice's record, not just as a Clinton administration official. If you remember, there was some criticism of how she handled the Rwanda genocide, not pushing hard enough for international intervention. Her record at the UN has been more successful. Some sanctions on Iran and North Korea, on Syria. It's been a bit of a slog, and now obviously there are going to be a lot of questions about Benghazi. She's seen, Wolf, as one of the president's closest advisors, maybe seen as a little bit too loyal to the president, not independent enough. And her advisors say there could be a little bit of the Senate trying to get their man in. John Kerry, you've seen some Republican senators, Senator McCain, today Senator Collins, saying John Kerry would be an excellent choice and would be easily confirmed.
Yeah, they like to confirm their own members of that little Senate club. Some of her critics have talked about her personality, that she's too abrasive, too tough. What do you think?
Well, she does have sharp elbows. She is considered someone in Washington to be blunt. She's had notorious spats with Hillary Clinton, Richard Holbrooke when he was ambassador to the United Nations. And she also had some tough criticism for Hillary Clinton, some inflammatory language for John McCain when they were running against President Obama. And, on Twitter lately, talking about Syria and talking about China and Russia, saying she's disgusted. But her supporters say, listen, she is a tough talker, but you know where you stand with Susan Rice, and she doesn't mess around. But they also say she's surprisingly down to earth, and she, they say, has taken the high road with this whole issue with Benghazi. She isn't, using inflammatory language that's been used against her with some of these senators, John McCain and others.
Here's the question, though. If the president does nominate her to be the next Secretary of State, can she be confirmed?
Well, many people think that the Obama administration has enough votes in the Senate to confirm her. The question is, if she does get confirmed, what kind of shape will she be in? It's likely to be a very bruising confirmation process. Ambassador Rice, if she becomes secretary, would be leading the State Department, which has tens of thousands of employees, a huge budget. She'd be needing to get that budget through the Hill. But I think, Wolf, at the end of the day, the most important thing is the relationship that a secretary has with the president. She's seen as one of the closest advisors to President Obama. And I think at the end of the day, if you look at his defense of her, this vociferous defense of her, that sends an unspeakable message to the country and to the world that she has the presidency here and would be very instrumental in formulating foreign policy of the State Department.
There's no doubt the president likes her a lot. She would have the president's ear. She was an assistant secretary of state for African affairs during the Clinton administration.
And at the White House,
worked
she was
at the National Security Council. I remember traveling through Africa with her at the time, a former Rhodes Scholar. Obviously, she's got a lot of experience.
Certainly has a lot of experience.
And she's, by all accounts, done a pretty good job at the United Nations over these past few years as well. So we'll see what the president decides to do. The ball is clearly in his court.